Hey out there, this is Buzz with the Survival Buzz. So I know most of you guys out there have probably been following along with the whole Freedom Convoy in Canada. And then I made a video the other day and kind of touched on what's going on in Paris as well. And then from everything I've read, there were, speculations that during the Super Bowl, nobody was going to make it to the Super Bowl. They were going to block the roads and stuff like that. That, of course, as far as I know, did not happen. But they are saying starting in March that the trucker convoy is going to move into America and move from California to DC over a period of time. And from everything I've read and watched on the whole Canadian thing, it really makes me wonder where we're going with this once it reaches America. And I know I've touched on this a little bit in another video, but I figured I'd make this video today and kind of elaborate a little more and talk on that topic. So what does that look like for us if the convoy comes here to America and goes across the country? Well, what really worries me is that all this talk in Canada right now of, they have sharpshooters on rooftops and the police and everybody are really fighting back with protesters and stuff. But we're talking about Canadians, and they're, for the most part, not armed. So you bring this over here to America where nearly every other person has a gun on their hip, and well, people are kind of growing tired of all this stuff around here, the lack of freedom, basically, and the tyranny going on with the government. Well, aside from there probably being a hike in prices on everything you could possibly think of because of the protests and then the trucker convoy, what does that look like for us here in America? If over in Canada they have sharpshooters on rooftops, what are they going to do here? And I know everybody out there knows about the January 6th insurrection last year, and all the hype that got, and all the far right rhetoric, or far left rhetoric, I guess, about the right. And then you have all this stuff in Canada, same thing, far right wing extremists and stuff are behind all the trucker convoys and stuff. So what does that look like here once it moves to America? If they got sharpshooters over there, don't you think they're going to have them here? And not to mention, like I said, everybody's got a gun on their hip. So do you think they're going to antagonize us a little bit and kind of push us into submission? Do you think they're going to try to force us to pull the trigger, so to speak? I guess time will tell with that. But it's honestly kind of worrisome, especially once it actually reaches DC. There's supposedly word of lots of counter protests as well. We all know about the whole Antifa and BLM and all that stuff that happened and probably still going on in some of the left-wing big cities. So counter-protests, I could only assume, would be those people for the most part. And I know there is a majority of people out there, not the vast majority, but there are people out there that believe we should be wearing masks and everybody should take the shot and so on and so on. So what does this look like for us? After the insurrection on January 6th, and everything that went along with that, and them just making it out to be some huge deal, which I feel like it was not, as well as many other Americans out there. How is this going to look? And is old Sleepy Joe going to start swiping the pen and signing executive orders, keeping us all in our house? Are they going to bring military in? How far is this going to go? I mean, there's lots of facets to this. Not only the supply chains, not working. I mean, they're already stressed to the max. So you throw the whole convoy in the mix, and don't get me wrong, I believe this is something that needs to happen. It should happen. People need to stand for freedom everywhere. But it is going to affect, availability of things, prices of things. And then, like I said, with the whole insurrection thing, the government's basically going to turn us into the enemy more than they already have so. So if you're right wing or you're a conservative, God-fearing, American-loving person, how is that going to paint it for us? So I'm really curious on your guys' thoughts. Where do you think all this is going? And like I said, I know I touched on this before, but it's soon to become a reality here come March if this whole thing happens. From what I've read, even, social media site like Facebook has shut down, any groups that have to do with basically organizing this whole convoy in America. So we already know the system and all the big corporations and government and everybody are going to be against this. And, with the midterms coming, a lot of people speculate that that's why a lot of these blue states and stuff are kind of shooing away from, the whole rhetoric of wearing masks and things and mandates. Everything's kind of chilled out a little bit. and you know the thing is not as bad as it used to be or whatever. So I'm curious on your guys' thoughts. Where do you think this is going? Do you think we have a shot? Do you think executive orders are going to come down the pipe? I mean, I'm honestly kind of worried about this. I feel like this could be the nail in the coffin. This could be the final straw in all this. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys like this channel, want to help support this channel, there are ways to do that down in the description box, as well as liking this video and subscribing if you haven't already done so. Helps me a great deal. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Later.